we should probably keep our eye on this anime right here that had a trailer come out yesterday. And it's going to be airing on April 1st, yes I know, funny date, but I was like, this is coming out around the same time as my birthday, so it's going to be a nice early birthday gift for me. Usually there is just a lot of good anime that comes out around April, so honestly, Spring of Anime 2023 is probably going to be absolutely fantastic. The season is absolutely looking stacked. But let's get into this anime. Let's talk about this because this is a PV trailer that basically dropped yesterday. I want to kind of talk a little bit in detail about it, and I want to be just straight up. I'm an anime only. I have not read this original source, and here's the original source. I'm going to talk about the synopsis and stuff in a second, but I have not read the original source. I really know next to pretty much nothing about it besides the synopsis, and obviously what the trailer has provided, but just judging by the way the trailer looks, like just the visual department to the tone and atmosphere of it, it literally looks like something just straight up my alley of something I would love to watch on a weekly basis. So let's get right into it. So what is this series called? It's called Heavenly Delusion, which you can see right here. That is the title, and basically, this is the synopsis, which I'll read before I go any further. Within the safety of the walls, youths are raised in a nursery-style setting by robots. While life there may appear stale on the surface, the children are full of potential and curiosity. In many ways, it is like a slice of heaven. The outside world is a hellscape. It is almost entirely void of anything mechanical and is now inhabited by bizarre, yet powerful supernatural beings. Maru, with the aid of Kuroko, is out of there crisscrossing what was once Tokyo for heaven. But after searching for so long, maybe heaven is more of an unattainable dream than a potential reality. And so basically that leads into this. Like the first part of, the show, like when you look at this, it looks very stereotypical, kind of looks slice of life-ish and all that, but then as it progresses, you start to see the deterioration of the landscape, which goes along with what the description says. It's like a hellscape, etc., and you literally see like broken down buildings, obviously like you can see here, and as it continues, you basically see just these grotesque creatures starting to appear. It legit looks like a very fascinating show. It looks very creepy, and it looks like something that is, like I said, just straight up my alley for something I want, because it has these weird tones to it, has like this sci-fi supernatural tone to it. It's a legitimately good trailer, and even though I don't really know exactly the whole thing or what's going to happen for the full story, I think legit just seeing kind of like the visual department of this trailer automatically caught my interest. So let's talk about that. So basically, I was taking an eye at, these credit sequences to see if there might be a little bit of a, pre-animated. It doesn't look like this is pre-animated, so to speak. So yeah, that is definitely food for thought. I could be wrong there. Once again, correct me if I'm wrong. But this trailer doesn't seem to be actually pre-animated, and this series is set to air in about a month from now, so seems to be like there is a lot of work that's actually been done for this anime, and a lot of these visuals that we're probably seeing within this trailer is probably what will legitimately appear within the anime, so that is actually exciting news. Now let's get into who's actually working on this, like the director, etc., the studio. So here's the director, Mori, which is the person that's going to be directing the anime, Heavenly Delusion. He's currently working on as an episode director for One Piece, and if anyone's been watching, obviously, Wano, regardless of how you feel about One Piece, like, holy crap, those episodes have been fantastic. So definitely a very strong director if he is literally heading the helm of, like, just One Piece alone, and now he's going for Heavenly Delusion. The man's going to be pretty amazing. I mean, he's worked on a bunch of different series, as you can see here. Not like a vast amount, but he's definitely had a long time of a big role of, let's say, directing stuff. Like, I mean, he helped direct the Dragon Ball Z movie and all that, Battle of Gods, which I think everybody really did love Battle of Gods, so honestly, just looking at everything by the way all this is, like Demi-chan as well, I think he's a very talented individual. I mean, he even helped with 86, as you can see here, and I think we can all agree 86, especially episode 10, even though he was doing storyboarding, he's a really good, talented individual. So I think that he's a legitimately good director that is going to be working on this project. Now, who is obviously animating this? Let's actually get into that, because I think that's what people will definitely care about. So the producer is Avex Pictures, and the licensors are Disney, which basically what this implies is that Heavenly Delusion is going to be on Disney+. And if that's going to basically mean that it's going to be in Disney Jail, and it's going to have the same fate as Summertime Renderer, we don't know. Hopefully not, because honestly, I would hate for this series to potentially fall off the radar and, not really get watched by a lot of people, because obviously you have to go alternative means to be able to watch it. I really hope Disney does not mess that up. Please, Disney, do not legitimately release this as a simulcast. Do not mess this up, because this is probably going to be a very, very good anime. But anyways, besides that little issue, because obviously the date hasn't arrived, so I'm not going to really get too much into that, let's talk about the actual studio. So the studio working on it is Production IG, which... Production IG, okay, they've worked on a lot of stuff. They have worked on some of my favorite anime of all time, and obviously it's not necessarily just the studio, it also comes down to the staff that's on the overall project, but Production IG does have a very well-known and notorious name. Their series aren't always, like, the best of the best, but they do make some really good stuff. Like, they've helped, with, Shingeki, they've done, they're working on, Kaiju number 8, I mean, you can see they're working on, like, Psychopaths, I mean, you could just basically just, you can pause the screen or you just look here. They've worked on considerable amount of stuff over the years that people absolutely adore and love. Some of people's favorite series of all time, so to speak. So, Production IG isn't necessarily a very unknown studio. They are very well known for some of the stuff they've worked on. They're a very good studio. I have no qualms or issues with them whatsoever working on the project. I think that they can bring a lot of life into the actual, series. Now, let's get into the actual trailer. So, with the trailer, I want to take a few moments to talk about just the background sequences, because this is instantly what stuck out to me, okay? When I was watching this, I was like, yeah, I like the characters, I like the tone of the, like, maybe what's going on within the story, but if there's one thing that instantly grabbed my attention while I was watching this trailer that came out yesterday, was the backgrounds, this landscape, so to speak. The way it looks like a very broken down apocalyptic look, you just see things old and rusted, falling apart. It has this very nice tone to it. Like, it reminds me of, like, the early 90s, late 90s anime. Like, if anyone's watched, like, Serial Experiments Lain, or any other type of show from the 90s or whatever, or even Ava, the tone of this anime, even though obviously it's way more updated in current modern animation and art, the tone of it reminds me of that. It reminds me of those classic days of anime by the way it's presented with the overall landscape, and I love the way this trailer does it. It's a legitimately good trailer. I love the background sequences. The line art's really good. Like, look at this. Look at the tone and atmosphere. I think they did a fantastic job with building up expectations for what to expect with this show. I legitimately think that this is probably going to be a dark horse / a banger of an anime when it does in fact come out. But let's get a little bit deeper into this. So basically, this is a trailer that came out 3 months ago as well by the same, YouTube channel, same producer, so to speak, as you can see here. And this trailer overall, we can assume that this trailer is probably some pre-animated footage in it, maybe not. But we also get another good little side glimpse of maybe the vision of what this series is going to look like. Once again, I really like the background art. It really pops. It sticks out to me. I do think that the series just, once again, the background art, it's so fantastic to me. It's one of the big reasons why I really loved, let's say, Mushoku Tensei. I mean, I love the story of Mushoku Tensei, don't get me wrong, but I love the art of the anime. The art was just so good, and I love the background and all that of many different scenes within it. So, just seeing stuff like this, it's a big favorite of mine, and I think that Heavenly Delusion is going to be probably one of the best anime next season. I'm willing to put a bet on that. I really am, because it's like, I legit think that this is going to be very popular. The only way that this series has a colossal failure, so to speak, in my opinion, because it looks like it's set up to actually have a massive win, is if Disney puts it in Disney jail. That's the only way I could see this series necessarily falling flat on its face if that happens. Now, I don't know if Disney's announced that they're going to be simulcasting it or not, but if they do, that's a huge win. I'll give props and props are given. I would straight up give props to Disney if that's actually going to be the case. But, yeah, I wanted to put this series on everybody's radar. Definitely caught my attention, and I was like, yeah, I want to kind of make sure more people are aware of this show, and don't kind of overlook it, because I know we're going to be looking forward to, like, Oshi no Ko and all that type of stuff, but it's like, yeah, this looks good, like, really. But okay, I guess I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my content and you want to see more of my content, please leave a like and leave a comment down below. Helps with the algorithm. And subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I would greatly appreciate it. But with that, be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.